even liberal media, they're not going to squander what little credibility they still have in support of Joe Biden. When they realize, and they're realizing that now, that he's hopeless.
Yeah,
There's
he's
no
done.
there's
Finished.
no there's no hope for him turning this around. They're not going to go under the bus with him. They
No, but
will.
they're going to continue to ignore stories like Hunter Biden, where they totally ignored that. The only way Hunter Biden's story comes out, and the importance of the Hunter Biden story is it is quite possible that his father, as a sitting vice president, helped him make all of this money overseas. And Mr. Biden, it's alleged, did not pay taxes on that money, and his father was involved with a lot of these transactions directly. That's a huge story. That's a Spiro Agnew story.
Yeah,
Yet,
if that's true. If that's
if
true.
it's absolutely, if it's true, grand jury sitting now, it's been sitting for 2 years. It's the longest grand jury I've ever heard of. And they can't, if the grand jury comes back with an indictment on Hunter Biden, they can't snuff that story down. They can't.
Let me pick up on the fact that certain news organizations are ignoring certain kinds of stories. There's one group that gets a free pass in all of the discussions we have about bias. And the reason it gets a free pass is because nobody wants to bite the hand that feeds them. And that group is the consumer of news, the audience, the reader of the newspaper, the viewer of the TV show. They yell the loudest, we're against bias. BS, Bill, BS. They like bias as long as it's bias that mirrors their bias.
Some of them, but the audience,
many of
look,
them.
but
Most of them.
Here's where you're making a mistake. The zealots, absolutely right, but the circulation for all of the newspapers is drastically declining.
Right.
And the ratings for the television operations are drastically declining, which tells you the only people left reading and watching are the zealots, whether they're on the left or the right. The regular folks have bailed.
So let me ask you a question. If the geniuses who run cable news operations, Fox, CNN, if they wanted to bring back those people that you rightly say they've lost, I know those people who say, I don't watch this anymore. I can't watch this.
Yeah, they're here. They're watching you and me right now.
Right. So if they wanted to bring them back, because there's money in bringing them back, wouldn't they move more to the middle? No, they don't.
They don't know how.